Like, we're just here. You take it wherever you want to go.
And what Alex heard today is going to shock everyone watching at home. It's going to be insane.
We're not going to interrupt you, nothing. You just run it like you want. Our producers are here. They basically work for you right now. Like,
Alex about to hit us with a special announcement that he heard to come out of the Trump administration. So prepare yourselves for this.
Wherever you want to go.
And what Alex heard today is going to shock everyone watching at home. It's going to be insane.
We're not going to interrupt you, nothing. You just run it like you want. Our producers are here. They basically work for you right now. Like, whatever you want us to pull up on screen, we'll pull it up on screen. Yeah. This is your show. We're just here to listen.
You just go to X or wherever and see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the bottom line.
Let's pull up his X just on the side in case.
Yeah, Real Alex Jones. This is. I know the whole backstory. I predicted it. I knew what Trump's never been involved with the underage girls or any of the Epstein stuff. But Bondi admitted this 3 days ago in the congressional hearing. She said it'll crash the stock market if we bring this out. But Trump didn't know how bad it was. Plus, it was all old stuff, so they knew there couldn't be prosecutions. They knew the Democrats control the files. So Trump wasn't involved in the crimes, but he became complicit, letting the DOJ cover it up. But then as the first tranche of stuff came out, the first 3 million files, he's like, this vindicates me. Like I said, well, now so much pressure's come out that they released 3 million more files today. They say that's basically all of it. And they released the full list. And by the way, I'm on the list. What? Yeah, it's all over the internet. But I'll get to that later. It's his enemies too. So there's not like a client list. These are the guys we, literally cannibalism, killing people, draining their blood, adrenochrome, Woody Allen, them talking about eating people, grinding up bones. I mean, it is Leonardo DiCaprio. It's all there. But in the first tranche of documents, I'm in there 16 times. And
you're on his enemy list.
Yeah, well, it doesn't say enemies list, but it's like, this son of a bitch is saying we're screwing kids and we got to stop him. This is 2016.
Yeah.
When Pizzagate came out.
Yep.
So I love the left's attacking me now. Like, Jones in the files. I show a screenshot.
Yeah.
You go to my Real Alex shows, you'll see it. But when you actually go there and search it, which I was doing before you guys picked me up, and it's just more stuff.
Yeah.
So there was 16 I found before. I couldn't even. It was like hundreds of me in there. So I mean, they were on my ass.
Yeah.
But now I had the clearest picture, just because I was the first reporter on this 18 years ago when he first got indicted.
One of the OGs in this.
But now we have. Before I kind of still had a clear view, but now I've got crystal clear view, and so now we've got the whole blueprint of how it works, how it operates. And I knew he worked for the Trilateral Commission. I didn't know that he was on the Trilateral Commission board. As David Rockefeller, who founded it, his they call it a legate in Roman imperialism, where you have the emperor, but you have 3 or 4 guys that would literally have a seal or a ring and a scroll with his orders, and they could travel to different countries in the empire or the different regions and give them orders.
Yep.
So Epstein, in his Bannon interview that came out, not because Bannon released it, but because 2 hours of 9 hours is in the Epstein.
What are your thoughts on that? Them releasing the interview? Because they did the interview, 2018, 2019-ish?
Yeah.
It took them forever to release it. What were your thoughts on that interview?
Well, it's because this wasn't known. It was known, just like Mike Benz, this doesn't just search the Epstein files. He searches all the different government files.
Yeah.
But there's billions of them. So I knew he was on the Trial Commission. I knew he got recruited by Bill Barr's dad that ran the all-girls school, who was OSS CIA. Bill Barr was CIA. Then, so that's a whole, you want me to go through it all. It's crazy. But we have the whole blueprint now of how this worked. And so he was, starting when he was 30 in 1991, picked because he was working for Bill Barr and the CIA and Mossad, also MI6. This is all now been released.
Yeah.
He was picked to be the gopher for David Rockefeller when David Rockefeller couldn't go to a meeting in Japan or Germany or London. Epstein. So Epstein tells Steve Bannon all this. Well, it wasn't secret, but no one knew it. I was able to go look, and anybody can do this, and find Trilateral Commission minutes that are public with him in 92, 93, right through till like 2015 or whatever, chairing Trilateral Commission meetings. For people that know about Trilateral Commission, it was set up by David Rockefeller, who created the UN in 47 and died 100 years old. This is before the WEF. This is proto WEF. So that's why Epstein was so powerful, and he was the main Rothschild representative, because David Rockefeller was. But by the time he hit about 80, he didn't want to do it anymore. But Epstein worked for him, so that he had been chosen by the CIA and Mossad and the Rothschilds to be the representative. So he was the head of the Trilateral Commission, factotum, under, it's like when you're the boss, you got your assistant that's
Yeah.
When you finally die, that guy's the boss.
Yeah, he was number 2, but he was really running things because Rockefeller was 12.
Yeah, so he was the head of the Trilateral Commission.
Damn.
And that's why they said this guy runs everything. That's why emails came out where he's trying to undermine, overthrow Putin. And Putin, like 10 years ago, is begging to meet with him. He's like, no, I won't meet with Putin over the phone, only in person. And like people are like, why would Putin be kissing this guy's ass? Because this is literally the Trilateral Commission Rothschild commander. And so, and you talk about the Israel thing. Israel created, the Rothschilds created Israel. The Balfour Agreement, they built and paid for the Supreme Court.
They're on the currency, dude.
They're on the currency.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the Illuminati, baby.
The elite.
So this is like, so we already knew, but this is all, I didn't know he was that powerful.
Wow.
I knew he was a super gopher, but look, you wait around long enough, all the old men die. No, bitch, you're in command. So
you're the captain now. You're the captain now.
She's like, I'm the captain now, bitch.
We got the legend now.
That's why this is so massive. Oh, look, I'm on the list. Yeah, it's all how much they want to fucking get me. So I love the liberals. Oh, look, he's on the list. Yeah, motherfuckers, I'm on the enemy's list. I love it.
So
this is like I got the biggest fucking president tonight.
You saw the Pam Bondi, obviously, back and forth. What do you think about Pam Bondi in general?
That's what did it. That's a whole nother problem is each little thing I just said is like 30 minutes of detail. Because now I had all the pieces more than anybody. I'm not bragging, it's just true. Now it all went like the final jigsaw puzzle went in. I'm like, about 4 hours, 5 hours ago, this hit. I was just in my hotel room going,
you think that hearing is what did it to her, right? Basically, like they went after her.
Well, here's who Pam Bondi is. She's a PR person. She's not bad. She's not involved. Yeah. We knew this when she got in. She likes Trump. He likes her. He thought he could trust her. They put her in. And then early on, Susie Wiles came in and they said, listen, we know there's all these rich people. Ludwig told him, sir, I'm not involved with him, but it'll crash the stock market. This is old case. You can't prosecute him anyways. Plus, look, you're all in these files with
Ludwig, his neighbor.
And they loaded all these lies. But then Ludwig got caught lying.
Yeah.
He's at the aisle and everything else. And Trump said yesterday, he said, I didn't know Ludwig did that. He lied. So Trump, according to my sources who were in the meetings, yesterday and this morning, called him and he said, listen.
Who called him this morning? Sorry.
He had meetings yesterday and today with his cabinet.
Oh, okay.
This
You mean Trump having this morning? Okay.
This is exclusive.
Yeah.
No one knows this. I've talked to multiple people, one that was in the room and other people that heard about it, and also people that were delivering my message, which I'm here in Florida delivering to the family. Like, listen, you're committing political suicide, self-inflicted wound. We know you're not in there. I had Mark Mitchell go 3 months ago to the White House, show him the numbers. This is what's killing him. We know he's not involved already. We know it was over the stock market because I was with people that were in the meeting over a year ago, 13 months ago when he's president-elect. And they told him this. And I've said it probably 1,000 times on air. Folks, I don't agree with it. People said I'm covering up for it. I was just saying with their idea, their mindset. I'm not agreeing with that. It'll crash the stock market. You got hundreds of head bankers, heads of universities, heads of brokerage firms, the royalty, not
Bill
just
Gates as well.
Bill Gates. Oh, it just goes on and on. All of top Obama's people. It's all Democrats, 99%. But they came to Trump and they said, if you bring this out, it'll bring down the stock market. I've probably said, let's not exaggerate, 500 times last year and a half that expect this to happen because I was already told, don't expect this because this is what happened. And I said, you're making a mistake. They're going to stab you in the back. They said, no, they're not. And I said, that's wrong. But notice Bondi 3 days ago or Thursday was in that congressional hearing. Yeah. And she goes, it'll crash the stock market and bring down the system, I tell you. And people got the clips of me saying that like 100 times. So, but finally Trump got, oh my God, it's going to crash it anyways. I've been double crossed. So this morning he said, you're all fired. This is people in the meeting.
Wow.
He said, you're all fired. He said, I want, and by the way, behind the scenes, Trump used to cuss some, he also, you see when he's hoarse, he goes, I'm sorry, I'm screaming people. He said, listen, motherfuckers, I'm sick of being tied to this shit. I'm the one that dropped a dime on him 18 years ago. He goes, you're all fucking fired if it isn't fucking released. Do you fucking understand me? They released the whole list of anybody in his files. Oh. They released 3 million more files. And Trump said, I will fire every goddamn one of you. Because they came to him and said, sir, they say your wife's a hooker. All this stuff that was all recycled from 9-10 years ago, which I said it was, and it came out. They said his wife's a hooker. Worker for Epstein. That wasn't true. He had a modeling agency that she was at. She wasn't at that. So they were fucking with him and telling him, you don't want to do this. They tricked him, and now Trump went thermonuclear. He finally listened to us. He finally listened to Roger Stone and others, and this is historic. And I'm told, Congressman Tim Burchett and others have said, they have already been accessed to this, okay? And they said, if you think the Satanism and the cannibalism and the blood drinking is bad in what you saw before, they said what is in these new files is going to shake everybody. And they warned you, don't even look at it if you don't want to have nightmares. I mean, this is, folks, this is the Death Star. This will be a day long remembered. I mean, this is mega freaking massive. And they're not going to, I noticed the economists, the Rothschilds, they say in the magazine they own it. It's like, oh God, yeah, oh look, here's all the files we cross-referenced them, and you notice you search them. There's no.
All right, came in just in time, but so honestly, I do want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. So, what do you guys think about that? So apparently, Trump brought in his people, the administration, his guys, and he just started snapping on him. He's like, all right, bro, I'm done. Y'all was telling me to slow roll it. Y'all was telling me this and that, not to release it. It's a distraction, but now I need it all released because, well, guess what? Some of it got released, and it's not even that bad. So he's like, F it. If y'all don't release it, I'm firing people. And I can understand that frustration.
Trump, no emails, no communication. They're like, oh, we're exposing. Oh, look, the Rothschild lady was in charge. Even the Rothschild publications having to burn themselves. So this is rats leaving the sinking ship. But here's the danger. What do you guys think? And I'll shut up and go through all the pieces.
No.
What do you think they're about to pull now that this is going down? Because the deep state, they got codes to bring down power grids. They got all sorts of networks. They got all sorts of, terror groups they're funding. They got weird white supremacists out in the woods. No, seriously, you saw famously Maxine Waters say, there's Trump's training white supremacist militias and all. No, They got all sorts of crazy groups, radical Islam groups, all Hezbollah wound up, ready to go. So I'm saying we're in a maximum danger right now because Trump just dropped the fucking hammer, man.
The nuke.
He just dropped the fucking nuke.
Yeah. So where do we go from here? Because
that's be the headline. Trump just dropped the fucking nuke on the deep state. Trump just took the gloves off. Trump just fucking manned up. Trump just leveled up. And people don't fucking get how huge this is. This is mega motherfucking. Okay, that's as much.
Yeah.
This is mega motherfucking.
This is your show, bro.
Well, I don't normally do this, but I mean, this is fucking awesome. This is everything we wanted. And let me tell you, they ain't getting out of this. I mean, the stuff. I was driving over here just looking at the stuff, and your crew's always been doing small talk. I was kind of like, I mean, it's just cannibalism, murdering kids, delivering sex slaves. I mean, it's just. So you tell me what I want to show. God, I mean, this is.
Dude, imagine he got it right there and then the information. Let's do the show. Let's go. I'm like, drop it.
Like I said, I'm tired. I'm dead. But I said, look, there's certain times you got to just, we got to make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Holy crap.
Well, as hot as your girlfriend is, I can just look at her. Gotta play up right away.
Let's go. Wait, but Murray, apparently we don't like girls, apparently.
Yeah, apparently not. We're gay.
Yeah,
remember that. You put me on blast.
Yeah, we're all gay.
Yeah, we are all gay. That's what they always say, right?
Frogs in the water.
Some blueberries. Yeah. I was like, the blueberries will make you gay.
It's the frogs.
Let me say, none of us are getting any pussy.
So okay. Nope. So let me ask you this, I guess. So obviously, Trump's been doing really good with the poker face with the Epstein files. I've said it for a while, like, man, this is going to hurt him a lot because the DOJ has been doing some good work with all the other stuff they got. The arrests are up,
and you're a former federal agent. You know stuff.
They've been compared to the Chris Wray's FBI and Merrick Garland's DOJ. They're way better.
They were going in reverse, covering up. Trump was going up 50 miles an hour. Now he's going 1,000 miles an hour.
So I didn't realize, and I didn't know that it was like pissing him off this much with the Epstein files, but I could see why, because like it was hurting his legacy. People were saying, "What the fuck's going on?" And he released everything. Where do we go from here, man? What do you think?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is listeners got mad at me saying I was covering up. I was talking to the White House. I was talking to these people, won't leave it at that. And I was getting their view and telling them what's now come out. But I was telling the White House, don't do this. They're going to stab you in the back. And you know how investigations are. When stuff's 20 years old, you're never going to get it. And then I'm not accusing all the victims of being bad. I'm just saying most of the victims, they kind of keep it the 14-year-olds and up, who most of them became operatives getting other kids. Mm-hmm. So they have an incentive not to say what they really did. So when they say, oh, these victims know everything, no, the files know it all.
Yeah.
And so you just can't go off these women that were used and set up, he was buying kids 8, 9, 10 years old in Eastern Europe who he'd bring back and use for years and years as sex slaves, who he would then
get a house in Paris and everything. Yeah.
Who he would then organize to be the handlers of the other girls. So he used women.
Yeah.
To control all the other slaves.
Yeah, no, it was crazy how he had this layered system, because I went through the West Palm Beach case file stuff. And he'd get these high school girls, recruit them, They'd do the massage, whatever, and then they'd get other girls, and he just pay them all. And he kind of like had like it was how he would insulate himself. That's what so him and Glenn would be first, then he'd get the other girls, then they would do all the work in getting all the other girls.
So he's a real pimp,
kind of, but like
super pimp.
Yeah, in the wrong way, but yeah.
Yeah, if evil pedophile pimp's got a cape, he's Superman.
Yeah, pretty much. So let me ask you this, then, Alex, because obviously you've went through the files, you've been looking at this for decades. What is Trump's role specifically with Epstein? What was their actual relationship? We hear different stories from the media. CNN says they're best friends. Fox News says he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. You know, the file came out where he reported him to the West Palm Beach in 2006. Can you kind of give us a quick, well, no, actually take your time, an overview? What was their relationship? When did they stop being friends? What was it in totality?
Yeah, I mean, we've had New York Times articles saying that they were best friends.
Yep.
That's not true. Before I endorsed Trump 10 years ago, I talked to the authors, I talked to the experts. Remember, I was already an expert on human trafficking, government sex operations, pedophilia.
Yeah.
Knew all the Ted Gunderson and John DeCamp and all the guys that had literally exposed it in the Democrat and Republican Party. These are the guys that had the front page in 1989. You can pull it up in the Washington Times. Underage call boys, midnight visits White House. Underage call boys, midnight visits White House. And so these are the guys that exposed the CIA base in D.C. producing child porn and snuff films. These are the guys that did all this. So well, not that I'm smart. When I was first getting on air, I was having these guys on, Kathy O'Brien, Mind Control, MK Ultra, all this stuff. And so Trump is in New York. His dad's super conservative. He has his own business, gets $100 million from his dad. He works with Roy Cohn, the famous anti-communist that was the lawyer for McCarthy. That's Trump's MO. But Epstein comes along in the 90s and is the head of the Trilateral Commission and has all this investment stuff. And so just like Steve Bannon, yeah, they do business, but it's like investments in real estate and stuff. And that's what Trump knows. And so Epstein, obviously is in New York. Trump's in New York. And then you got the satellite at that time down here in Palm Beach. And so all that's public. That they're in events, they're at public shows, they're socialites, they're in some videos and photos together. But we knew, and Roger Stone exposed this 10 years ago when I first endorsed Trump. He wrote a book about it, Clinton and their war on women, that Trump first dropped the dime to the Palm Beach police and got him indicted. So all that new news that's been released in the
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why mentioning Trump's name being mentioned 38,000 times the Epstein files isn't really a big of a revelation as you think it is. And why? Because you gotta remember, Trump was also an informant for the FBI and making statements against Epstein. So his name is gonna be in the files because he was out here making statements. Not that he's been involved in doing any type of child pedophilia or child trafficking with Epstein. I mean, there's nothing that links him to it. Now we got witness testimony that's in there, but none of that's been corroborated. So if you're going to go there and say that, there is proof in the Epstein file that Trump was messing with little girls, you're lying. There is none in there that proved that Trump messed with little girls. Not one.
Last tranche of Epstein files a few weeks ago. That's
unless they want to start, rehashing witness statements and start going back or investigating them and all that good stuff, then sure, maybe they might find something then. But as of now, nothing.
Old news. It was Trump that was the informant, and then Michael Wolff, who is number 3 in the files, the most mentioned, the most emails, dirty Democrat operative. He is in there over the last 8-9 years. Constantly with Epstein, and they made recordings together that have been come out. Like, how do we set Trump up? He's like, he never took massages, he never came to the house, we can't get him. I know he's the one that dropped the dime on
Real
me.
G.
Yeah. So what's crazy is that's why I was saying Trump's not involved. Trump dropped the dime, but it wasn't until Trump, until 2 years ago, was like, release it all. Then they come to him when he's president-elect and they go, sir, it's hundreds of bankers, it's heads of universities, it's top scientists. This will kill the faith and credit of the U.S. Plus, it's old. Plus, it's full of crap. Plus, the Democrats control the file. It's going nowhere. You need to just kill it. So Trump said, fine, kill it. And I was like, I was told I told them, I said, do not do this. They're going to stab you in the back and claim you're involved. And they're like, that's ridiculous. I'm not involved. And I said, they don't care. They're already caught. They're done. All they can do is trick you to grab victory from the jaws of defeat, or to grab defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah.
To grab defeat from the jaws of victory.
So
it's taken me a year of literally hammering him and hammering his advisors, because you can talk to him and it's just, he's always like the next thing. He's very savantish, very autistic, I would say. Definitely Asperger's at the next level, not in a bad way, but he's a cut above the rest in a weird way. Mm-hmm. But I had to go ape shit on air the last week. I had to come here and I had to tell him, I said, I'm going to come bullhorn Mar-a-Lago, because I can go meet with Trump if I want to, but it's more efficient. I've done it before when his first admin on the Russiagate to fire some people, which he did fire that whole 60 minutes on it. I finally got a bunch of people fired by bullhorning for 2 days off and on the White House. And then Trump could hear it and came out and watched it and said it finally fired him. So it's like he can't get his attention. He's like, I'm going to get the Panama Canal and stop China. I'm going to take over Venezuela. I'm going to cut off the voting machines that are fraud. I'm going to get 20 trillion in investment. He's like, his brain is like,
man, here's the thing, guys. I think, and I know you Dems don't want to let this go, but y'all got to let it go until there's definitive proof that Trump was actually out there, texting Epstein about girls. There's no proof of that. There's proof of other guys. And because it's not Trump, you guys don't care. And that's sick. Like, sometimes we got to call you guys out because y'all never really cared about children being trafficked. You just care about Trump. And that's sick. And you should be ashamed of yourself, because the fact that there are actually other names out there that are being released and you guys haven't brought that up and you don't care kind of shows what you guys really thought about and where you really stood. You were just hoping that Trump was guilty. You never really cared about the whole fact that there's a whole child trafficking ring going on. Didn't care. All you cared about was Trump.
He's like goal oriented, like he has a scale of things. He's like, I'm not involved in Epstein. I'm safe. I don't want to go there. But I'm like, that doesn't matter. They're going to make this the litmus test for you. So, I'm not trying to give myself the credit, but it's true. A bunch of other people are doing it too. I literally said, I'm coming to Florida. And I said, I'm staying here until I was going to stay until next week. Then I got the word yesterday. I said, you'll be pleased what's about to happen this morning. I was like, watch what happens. I was like, we'll see. So I was like holding off to see what's going on, because I was going to go to Mar-a-Lago with a gigantic bullhorn and scream for days. And the whole press would be there. But the point is
time to release everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the point is, that's the power of the people. But it's also the fact that Trump wasn't involved. So now all these emails and text messages, he's ratting them out at the feds. He's ratting them out to the local police. Yeah, that's who Trump is. I remember Roger Stone telling me this before it was even in the news like 10 years ago. And he's Trump's confidant. He's like, Virginia Giuffre, she had another name. It was her maiden name. She's there. She works at the place. And Ghislaine Maxwell pulls her out. And then they caught Epstein pulling another girl out. And all the victims say they never saw Trump, other than the two that worked there. They say he's totally nice. They'd see him walk by. And so Trump literally came to Epstein the first time. He said, don't pull another girl out of here. They pulled another, and he got pissed and dropped a dime on him. So that shows how much he's involved in the minutia of his business.
Because he's pissed off that they were taking his employees.
They're taking his employees.
Yeah.
And Epstein says all that to Michael Wolff. So I'm on air going, hey, Trump's not involved. I don't know why he's covering up. We know he thinks he'll crash the stock market. Not just got to believe Trump and the Democrats spinning. Oh, God, you're all the pedo party. No, guys, it's hundreds of top Democrats, hundreds of university heads, all these Hollywood people going to the island, delivering kids, eating babies, draining blood, adrenochrome. It's all in there, grinding up bones. It is, they are, but what else do they do? They just put on this confidence act, puffed up like roosters, hoping he would be intimidated. And for a while he was, because he's like, this is embarrassing, but it's over. They are completely screwed now.
Yeah. What was the extent of their friendship? I know they were friends for a bit. It seems like party mates or whatever. What was the extent of that?
Well, I don't just believe Roger Stone. Back in the day, the New York Times was more accurate. Roger's only 51 years. And Trump doesn't cheat on his wives, but in between marriages, he's quite the horn dog. and he likes, and his
MOs, he doesn't cheat on his wives. I give respect, he doesn't cheat on his wives. Okay, he's better man than me, man.
Man of honor.
Okay.
But if you ever met like Melania, she's intimidating.
Okay.
He's the opposite of pedo.
I'm crying. So he's pretty much saying, well, Trump don't cheat on his wives, but I'll tell you this, though. While he's not married, he be out there slaying them pretty much.
He's not in Russia. That can prove it fake, being pissed off by hookers. A, he's not into that. He's a neat freak. B, he's not going to let somebody have control of him.
Yeah,
he's not going to let somebody, do something like that. He knows it's a setup, knows it's cameras. That was all proven to be an MI6. Clinton, Obama.
I'm going to ask you about Clinton and Obama after this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So what was the question?
No, with Trump, the extent of their friendship, like what was it exactly?
Yeah,
Because you hear different accords.
So what Epstein claims he is, or the media did later, is what Roger Stone was. But Roger Stone was the political advisor, gave him the idea to run for president. And then Roger was his wingman in between divorces, because he go years not married.
So Roger Stone was his wingman, not Epstein.
No, Roger Stone was his wingman.
Okay.
And Roger Stone would just go out on double or triple dates so that the media wouldn't pick it up and say who he was dating.
Okay. All right.
And so some of that's hit the news, but that's the MO. And so he was his wingman. That's a lie in the media that he was friends or even best friends with him. He would see him at events. He was nice. This guy was the head of the Trilateral Commission for David Rockefeller, his gopher, and he was the head Rothschild representative. So Trump on record mainly got his investment for stuff from U.S., German, but after that, the Rothschilds are his third biggest investor. So, but that's what they do. I mean, they're the richest family in the world.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're really involved in everything, dude.
I was at 7-Eleven today buying some lifesavers. I mean, I work for them. The point is that this is it. It's like I flew on American Airlines. I don't mean I own it. So, so it's the U.S. banks, German banks, some Swiss banks, and the Rothschilds are right there. So, no, Trump has, but he always paid his debts back and did a good job. It was a good investment. So, of course, he's hanging out with the Rothschild head of the Trial Commission. I mean, at parties and everywhere else being nice to him. But as soon as he came and cut out some of his employees, he got on his ass. And Wolf talks about it. And Epstein's like, yeah, he was right on my ass. So, like, what are you doing, man?
Yo, pause.
Yeah, which is crazy. And I owned all this stuff. How would I know somebody's pulling girls out of my business?
Yeah.
So Trump's on it, man. And but that's
what year was this roughly when he I'm trying to remember when he banned him from Mar-a-Lago for pulling
18 years ago.
18 years ago. Okay.
Wow.
But it's the same thing. You can pull up the audio of this.
07. Right around the time he was getting picked up for the other stuff.
Well, he reported it first.
Yeah.
Trump's the one that dropped the dime.
Yeah.
Or 19 years ago. But here's the deal. You can pull this audio up.
Because if you do look at the FBI files, now that I mention it, now that you mention that, when you look at that, because I remember going through the FBI files, for a while, the names were redacted of the people that were given the information. At least this is years ago when I looked at it. So now it's unredacted, and West Palm Beach reports also were redacted when it said informant XYZ, they'd redact it.
And now it's Trump. But here's the deal. Yeah, people also say, the new 3 million files, they're redacted. Congress is able to see the redacted names.
Oh, they can?
Yeah. So Congress can see all that now. So, and look, I say just release it all. But then we also had some of the victims saying,
yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. I mean, look, bro, Rohanna, Thomas Massey, look, if they wanted to sit there and prove that Donald Trump was a pedophile, that was their chance right there and then. I'm pretty sure they most likely looked. But considering that the victims that they like to parade around all over mainstream media said that Trump's not in it. I mean, and considering that they went in there and they got like 6 names of some very wealthy guys who were connected to Epstein. And because it wasn't Trump, well, guess what? People didn't care. It's kind of amazing. Like their acts, and I knew it. This was my worst fear, that we were going to get to these Epstein files, and because Trump's not in it and he's not like pretty much implicated in sex trafficking or pedophilia, the Dems are just going to drop it and act like it don't exist and move on to the next thing.
Pull the last tranche because now they've been put in there. So the point is they're fully released now because Congress can see the redacted names. So let the games begin.
Guys, we got 20K watching. Like the video.
Yeah, like the video.
Follow Axe on Twitter at Real Axe Jones.
Yep. Go check them out on there.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we're live on my channel, Fresh and Fit, Meyer Gaines X, Rumble, etc. Got 20,000 plus. We got even more on Kick and everywhere else. So yeah, over 20,000 watching. So shout out to you guys.
Wow.
Let me ask you,
guys, and if you don't know, well, actually, Trump does have a long history of working with the FBI. It wouldn't have been the first time Trump would work with the FBI. He worked with the FBI in the 80s. So yeah, Trump has actually ties to FBI. Law enforcement.
Let me ask you this then. Clintons. We've heard the rumors, Lolita Express. We've heard, we've seen the pictures too, right? Especially all the pictures that came through recently.
Yeah, did he get more BJs?
This guy. What is the deal with the Clintons? What was his relationship with with Bill? What was his relationship with Hillary? They fought back. They went on Twitter and they said, "Hey, yeah, we want to go ahead and we want to testify. We want to make sure it's open, etc." So now I guess
and then they pulled back.
Oh, they did pull back after that again?
Yeah. So that's a great question.
Go ahead. Take it away.
Use your federal law enforcement training. We don't have to speculate. In the last tranche of 3 million emails released a few weeks ago, you have Ghislaine Maxwell, who was appointed by the UN, the head of the UN Sea Treaty, where the UN claims ownership of the ocean.
Yes.
She was the head of that.
Yeah.
She is in emails back to 2005, 6, 7 with the Rothschild money founding the Clinton Global Initiative. So the Clinton Global Initiative, the Clinton Foundation,
she founded that.
and the Clinton Library. Yeah, there's 3 foundations. But the Clinton Global Initiative, the money from the Rothschilds through her, and her dad was Robert Maxwell, the MI6 Mossad agent, all that. Yeah. Multi-billionaire, on most of the media over there, newspapers, TV stations. Fell off the boat, you know.
And he fell off the boat.
And that business is handed to him, to Epstein. And so with the Clintons, you have them literally being given the money by Epstein. So again, Epstein is David Rockefeller's factotum or his legate or his executioner. Because again, when you're a powerful, super, ultra rich person, you got to have people you trust.
Of course.
And so this is like his demigod. And so he's the head of the Trilateral Commission. In the emails, and the Rothschilds admit it, yes, he is our main global representative of the richest family on earth. Okay? And this is admitted by the Rothschilds. They're apologizing today in the news. The King of England says, I'm ready to have my brother arrested. That's what I'm saying, guys. This is the mother lode. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, this is everything vindicated.
We're going to ask you about King Andrews and the Brits next.
Absolutely. This. So I cannot I mean, you know me. You've been on my show, and it's not a slow news today, but hey, you're a great guest. Okay, no, you got good plumbing. But the point is, I got a fucking soul. No, you did a great job. What I'm saying is, I'm on my own show. I'm like that. Yeah. This I can't.
No, this is a big deal.
This is not hype.
This is a big deal.
This is not hype.
It's real.
Is huge.
This is over the fucking top. I mean, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Lord.
History is Valentine's Day 2026. Holy fucking Toledo.
Christ is King.
Yeah, Christ is King. So, the relationship with the Clintons is they're his bitch because he's Trilateral Commission Rothschild. So when people say like this guy was the boss, he was the boss because when Rockefeller died, he was his toady.
You know, I did not know. So just so I make sure I have this right. So Ghislaine basically founded the organizations, got the funding for the organizations, and Epstein controlled the purse strings.
Yes.
For the Clinton foundations. Wow. Okay.
That's right. It goes Rothschilds, which funded on record the Rockefeller Federal Reserve. They set it up with his dad. They donated the land for the UN, San Francisco and New York. David Rockefeller wrote books. They set up the whole New World Order, baby. And this guy is the gopher. But anybody knows you're a gopher 20, 30 years. Boss dies. I already said this 5 times.
The guy.
This is fucking David Rockefeller, man. This is. So you ask the Clintons, the Clintons are downstream from this. He was a Clinton's boss. Jeffrey Epstein was a Clinton's boss.
So what was like, so obviously they relied on him for funding. Ghislaine Maxwell actually founded in the
But not just the funding.
The money.
The funding comes in and all the politicians are bought. They do what you say. The funding's secondary to the control.
So just real quick, just to interject here real quick. If I want to run in politics, I got to be a part of that system. Have to be. There's no way I could ease in by myself. Got to be a part of the system. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm not defending Steve Bannon.
Yeah.
Because he did make some jokes about kids. And I like Steve. He's very smart. He's done a great job with the rebellions in Europe and everything. Mm-hmm. But he knows back when he's a financier, well, you go to the king. So they're like, why is Steve Bannon? But it's never about, other than like one email. It's all about money. And then the causes are good, which is crazy.
Why did he hold on to the interview so long?
Well, he never released it. Only 2 hours of 9 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why did he never release it? Like, he held on to it for
I think
years.
Epstein realized he shouldn't have said the things he said. Like, David Rockefeller recruited me when I was 30. And again, you want to hear about we'll give the British, but let's do Bill Barr first.
Sure, go for it.
Type in Bill Barr's father, space relations. His name's
okay. Bill Barr's father, space relations.
Donald Barr, but the point is,
okay, we'll pull that up for you right now and get up.
So his dad is
you on the wiki page or
Whatever you want.
Okay.
So
Pull
space
that up.
relations. Just pull up space relations.
Bill Barr's father, space relations bills, please.
So Bill Barr,
Here it is right here. Make it big so Alex can see it.
his dad is number 3 in the OSS in World War II.
Okay.
Oh,
Like
Former
that-
CIA.
Yeah, but that's like advising directly, Eisenhower.
Oh,
Okay.
CIA.
So and Churchill. So Bill Barr's dad, Donald Barr,
Yeah, it literally has space relations right there.
he
Click Donald Barr. Click his thing.
he is number 3 in the OSS. This is declassified. Then high level CIA. He runs a girls' school in New York.
Ooh.
And at like 25, they hired Jeffrey Epstein to work there.
oh hell no.
Yeah.
Then
The Dalton School, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Dalton School.
Yeah.
5
Math
years,
teacher.
5 years later, he's the representative of the head of the Trilateral Commission. So it's all so here's the deal.
It's nuts.
Bill Barr is the head, same as Jeffrey, the manager, it's declassified, of Iran-Contra. Because they kept it secret from Reagan.
He was say that one more time. He was the manager
Bill
of
Barr on record was CIA.
Yep.
And the main White House manager they kept secret from Reagan under George Herbert Walker Bush of Iran-Contra.
Oh my God. Okay.
So his dad runs the Dalton School. Then they hire Epstein. Then in 1991, they used the Somalis as the cutout of a bunch of billions of dollars to ship them to Ohio. And they set up in Ohio a evergreen transportation that used to just be north of here, run by Oliver North, the CIA Air Force. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes, there's
so-
a CIA base. Yes, a former
so-
back in the day.
yeah, so he becomes, that's where they got all the seized planes, Maduro's, all of it up there. And so all of that, I just turned it the other day, leave it at that, I'll get to it later. So all of this is going on. And so that his dad publishes, whatever year it was, you pull up Space Relations, a book about humans that work with aliens to kidnap human children on Earth to ship them to a planet for sex slavery and satanic torture.
Here's space relations.
1973.
Yep.
So this
Wrote a
number 3 in OSS.
You know, it always blows me that some guy really wrote a book like this. Like, you really wrote a book about kids getting trafficked in outer space and pretty much being tortured and being turned into sex slaves. Like, you sat there, you thought about that, you imagined it, and then yo dumbass wrote it down. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Take his ass to jail. He probably died already, but bro, that should have got his ass taken to jail. I know freedom of speech and all that, but I'd have read that book and just been like, you know what, bro? Just put the handcuffs on.
It's a science fiction book about intergalactic sex slavery of human little boys and girls. And his son is the head of the Iran-Contra liaison. And then he hires Jeffrey Epstein, and 5 years later becomes the head of the Trilateral Commission.
Wow. Wow.
Now we're getting it, because these old men need an energetic guy that'll do what they fucking tell them.
Yeah. So
He's a young
I
gun.
see what you're saying. Young guy, gopher. I'll do it. I'll make it happen, etc. Because I always thought it was weird
And
how
I'll deliver all you old men, all the girls you want to screw.
yeah.
He was like a promoter in Miami Club.
Yeah.
He brings all the girls.
Well, if you listen to him speak, he's actually very well spoken and very charismatic. And he's very smart. Even though, and he's like, you could tell he's a very good, he has a New York accent like that. And he's a bullshitter, but the guy's charming. I can see why.
Well, they got to pick somebody.
Yeah.
And
New
so
York and Jewish as hell.
I remember 20 years.
Now, one thing about Epstein, Epstein sounded extremely New York and Jewish as hell. It's just to be like, bro, if I just heard you over the phone and not seen your face, I'd have knew you was from New York and you were Jewish.
Years ago, I'd interview experts on Rockefeller, and he would just do test scores. They do these psychological tests and stuff. That you'd have, we're going to give you a scholarship. We do all these Minnesota multiphasics and stuff, and then you'd be in Wisconsin or wherever, and David Rockefeller would be in the line at the cafeteria. I said, "We'd like you to come work for us." It's like the Pink Floyd song, "Have a cigar, son. You're gonna go far. You're gonna live forever." So yeah, I mean, the point is, we now all the pieces have gone crystal clear.
But because it's not like he went to Harvard. It's not like he went to Yale. He didn't go to any of these elite institutions. I don't even think he has a college degree.
Yeah,
like,
no degree, and he's the head guy at a girls' school.
Yeah,
and now,
and
now,
why did they pick him?
5 years later, he's the head of the Trilateral Commission.
Like, why did they pick him? Like, why did he? Was it because he was the girl guy? Like, you could get them women? Like,
it was because he's a pedophile.
Whoa.
And they just chose him. I mean, this goes on and on. But the point is that now it's all coming out, and they're talking about draining kids of blood. They're talking about. Have you seen all this stuff?
I haven't seen that in the files yet because I
heard
was on
about
the plane.
this in Hollywood, but I didn't think it was actually.
Look, we could go through that
in real time.
We can go through
Leonardo DiCaprio's been implicated. New ones today is huge email list of him and Woody Allen talking about. Yeah, I'm mainly on a human diet. I'm cannibalism. It's really made me lose weight. I grind the bones up for fiber. And then they talk about in other emails, the last tranche about
not just saying cannibalism helps you lose weight. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've been on this cannibalism diet for.
Never mind. I didn't want to get into the details of that
for a while, but now I'm going to get off this for a while.
About to make a joke, but
and this is in the emails.
It's in the emails.
What about Jay-Z?
Well, here's the deal. People like P. Diddy are spinoffs.
Yo, he's not the main arc. He's not the main arc.
No, he's not. No, but Diddy is. Diddy had his his own little weird stuff. Yeah,
and if you look at people like Epstein,
side journey.
They set up.
To be quite honest, bro, Diddy, honestly, it should have exposed way more than it did. But obviously, there were some forces basically keeping these tapes from really being investigated and all this crazy stuff. And they made it more about the whole what was it? Well, because I know he got charged on trafficking, but it really wasn't, for trafficking women or selling women. It was for taking his, I guess, prostitute or male prostitute that he was buying for him and Cassie to have their little freaky nights, taking them across state lines. And, that's considered trafficking.